whistle blow and see the steam, smell the smoke. Feel the ground a shake and perfect timing of each stroke. The iron horse of yesteryear feels like yesterday. Supplies to all the settlers took the logs and rolled away.
Locals claim that Tunnel Hill is the southernmost railway tunnel in the world, but in the 1970s it was shut down and abandoned. But thankfully the Department of Conservation has opened it up for the public to enjoy. Now, if you just look out there, you can clearly see where the railway tracks used to be. In fact, when I was walking up from the other side of the hill, they really stood out where the railway tracks used to be because it was cut into the sides of the hill. But of course now it's just returned back into farmland.
That bush-clad coastal railway, most southern in the land, lifeline to the pioneers through the tunnel built by hand.
Okay, well, I must confess, when I first walked round the corner and I saw the tunnel, I actually felt a little bit intimidated. I guess it's because I'm walking through this beautiful and quiet native bush, and next minute I see this big black hole. It actually feels like I've just walked in on an Indiana Jones movie set. It's a very, very surreal type feeling. And if I'm honest, I'm not really that keen about going inside. Well, not alone anyway. Now, you'll notice the remarkable brickwork on the outside of the tunnel, whereas inside it's only the upper of the apex which is lined with bricks, whereas below it's rock block. And these rock blocks were actually quarried from here, where apparently the bricks were actually made just a few hundred metres down the road.
More than 30 years to build the line with shovel, barrel and pick. Local timber for the sleepers, local clay for the bricks.
The tunnel itself took a few years to build and it was opened in 1893. It's just under 250 metres long, and I advise you to bring a torch because it's pitch black inside. It's actually quite an eerie feeling walking inside. You can hear the drips of water echoing off the walls. And I think I may have watched too many horror movies in my life. And shoot. You know, if I don't get hit by a ghost train, I'll break my neck. Now, if you were unlucky enough to be caught in a tunnel when a train was coming through, you're able to jump for safety in one of these recesses. There's actually two of them. And gosh, it would have been extraordinarily noisy being stuck here with a train going past. I wonder how many have had their first kiss in here. Probably not many. You know, you really have to admire the workers back then. They would have had to bore their way through this rugged and rocky landscape with just picks and shovels. No such thing as big earth-moving machinery back then. Just simply brute force, sweat, and sheer determination. Of course, they did use explosives to blast through the rock, but just leading up to the tunnel here, one of the workers failed to take cover when they were blasting a log, and sadly, the debris from that explosion claimed his life. Now, according to records, the tunnel was over budget and it took much longer than expected. In fact, the first contractor, D. Kirkwood, found conditions so difficult that he handed it over to another contractor, McFarlane and Fargo, for completion.